Your job isn't to let me go over all the reasons that I did something. I'll get somebody else to ask these questions. That's what I'm watching right now. Jerry Jones gets defensive about team decisions. Good press for Shan and RJ. And 105.3 The Fan. Hey, good morning, Vic. Good morning, C. Everybody, apparently my audio messed up toward the end of the show last night. Just keep me up on it, because if it's going down or it's the audio is messing up, and I'm not touching anything, I'm just sitting here talking to you, then there's an equipment problem. And it shouldn't be, because it's just the audio. It's just the interface. What's up, Terrence? And the Cowboy. No, but we're arguing about that. Terry, I'll lead off with that one, because I'll lead off with my biggest point, and I'll reiterate when people come in or whatever. Yesterday, Jerry was sitting there, as they say on television. Jerry Jones gets defensive about team decisions, and was mad because you were asking stuff that he didn't do, and he said, talk about the stuff I did right, which doesn't make sense at all, because if you don't care about the bad stuff you did, and if that's the past, the good stuff is the past too. Just put the past in the past. But anyway, he was sitting there being very defensive, arguing, in the emotional state that he was in. But at that time period, and that point in time, he wasn't trying to help the Cowboys. He said, I'm more concerned against the 49ers. Where if you're concerned about the 49ers, then you might be out there trying to make the moves like the teams that were actually making moves when you were running your mouth. The Jets had some great news yesterday. The Bills had some great news yesterday. But we're defended. Just talk about what I did right back in the 90s. Because there hadn't been much right. There ain't been much right. You do a whole lot of wrong, and when you do it right, you mark it and you blow that right up like crazy. And then you do a whole bunch of wrong, and then you finally do something right, like, ooh, look at Micah. Forget you did the same thing with Claiborne, but ooh. Look at Diggs. And pump Diggs up to where we think Diggs is a little bit better than he is. Same with Micah. Make them complete superstars. But all right, but that was my main takeaway from yesterday. That was my main takeaway. That he was doing all that disgustingness that we'll get into. But while he was doing that, other serious teams were out there making serious moves, not yelling at the media for not asking the right questions that he wants to be asked. So you see, what we say that the focus in Dallas, what the focus is in Dallas, when we say they don't want to win, we're not saying, oh, they don't want to win. No, it's that they're more concerned about a media 105 the Shan and 105.3 the Fan tells him the correct question so he can look good, rather than actually going in your office, calling the Cleveland Browns and seeing if Nick Chubb is available. You know what I'm saying? So and then not only that, you're the face of the franchise, Mr. Jones. So once you do something that's stupid, your whole entire organization has to play damage control out there. They don't have time to go and talk about, hey, can we trade for blah, blah, blah. They have to address this owner situation. Yeah, yesterday, hello, Brent. Hi, good morning. That yesterday was a national embarrassment, and we are embarrassed to be Cowboys fans today because of that. Even more than a loss. For me, that loss, all of this is not shocking. Even what Jerry said is not shocking. But to be associated with a team that lost so bad, is easier for me than to be associated with Jerry Jones. And I told you guys, I literally said these same words on this show before, that he's the type of person that builds his empire from others. You know what I'm saying? Not from getting it from, companies or this government, all this kind of stuff. Gets it from others. And he looks at the people that he gets to as marketing pieces and as potential people that can make him more money. So when you mess with his aura over and his control over these people, that it controls his influx of money, then he gets upset. And that's what you saw yesterday. Somebody actually, said something to a person that's above everybody else. And I don't know who you are to be able to say something to me, because I'm me and I can have you fired. And that's just like, and this is a personal thing for me. And like I said, I've said it before this happened. That is one of the worst attitudes that a person can absolutely have. That you're greater than another person for blah, 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 blah. You can fill in the blank, because there's a whole lot of blanks you can add. But for you to actually feel like you're greater, that another person can't do something to you because you're better than them, that's like the worst human instinct or human characteristic that I can think of. And you can, like I said, you can put ... because people think they're better than you for a lot of reasons. It ain't got to be they're rich. It can be other reasons. All right, let me talk about 30 years of frustrations to catch up with Jerry, and he hears the media putting him in bad light. Yeah, he put him in bad light. He wants to be able to BS us. Well, we're still 3-3. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we still have a chance. Other teams are bad. Yes. If they talked about the 49ers like they talked about the Cowboys, the 49ers would be in all kind of turmoil. But in reality, they really are in turmoil. They just don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? The 49ers really aren't playing very good football right now, but they're not talking about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's bigger in Dallas. CD is coming to Diva. Seems like Dak throwing this year again. This is a day of repeating myself, I think, because I've said all these things a lot. That was my main reason why I wanted Dak to get his affairs in order before the season, and not because I was just angry. Dak, don't take a snap this season. This season, do not take a snap without a contract. This season, do not make this season a prove it season, because this season is going to be bad. This season is going to be your worst statistical season. You're going to throw a lot of interceptions because we only have that one target and we have no running game. And the offensive line has two new pieces, one deteriorating piece and one piece that's just bad. So to be able to operate in that type situation it's not going to happen. I don't care who you are. It's not going to happen. So, I don't think as much as I think a lot of the CD being a diva is being blown out of proportion. I think that again, it's one of my main things that sometimes and it's easy for me to get sucked up in the drama that the media creates. But with that, jump ball 4, I got you, turned into what was it? Subpar throw. You know what I'm saying? And that blew up. So they were beefing about that, but it really wasn't that. So in my mind, I just kind of want to push that out of my mind, because I don't know what's really real and what's not real. Because the soon as something happened, the camera will go right on the player, and if they mad because their wife did something and they just thought about it and just like they'll take that little stuff and say, "Oh, he hates. That's problems." It's the selling of the game. Sometimes we get caught up in the selling of the game. What's up, Bear? Sorry, I'm not paying too much attention to the chat this morning. There's a lot going on in my head. There's a lot going on TV. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot going on. We could use another receiver and a running back. Michael Barris, Jerry is tight in the 11. That's what I was thinking, Jim Hunter. That's so funny. Because Jim Hunter says, "Can we get Jerry to sell the team?" I was thinking, now, Roger Goodell could do it. Why can't the fans do it? Why can't the fans say, "Jerry Jones, we don't want you as our owner no more. We don't want you as the team owner anymore"? Because I don't think none of us do. I think we could really flourish if we had the setup like Green Bay has, where the community owns the team. Shoot, I write a check so fast it's ridiculous. Are you kidding me? They get so many checks of a community-owned team. But can we get Jerry to sell the team? That is a good question. I wish we could. And if somebody can think of some kind of petition or some way we can do that, I'm behind it. I'm behind it 100%. I mean, it's just like, enough is enough. Why not trade for Hassan Reddick? It's just none of the Michael Barry, stop it. We're at a point when one player is not going to help us. Hassan Reddick, I don't know what I'd rather do. We don't have a plan right now. We don't. But bringing Hassan Reddick in, if you sit here and think, "Oh yeah, we got Hassan Reddick," they still gonna run down our throats. You know what I'm saying? We won't get to those passing downs where he can be effective because the team say, "Oh, let's run at Reddick, let's run at Micah." Washington got so much better once Snyder was booted. They did. The energy there, Alvin, seems better with him gone. What's up, 1980? I'm just disgusting getting rid of Jerry. We need to figure out a plan. It's like, 1980. I said it's bad when you would rather be associated with that blowout against the Lions and how poorly our team played. You'd rather be associated to that than what Jerry Jones said yesterday. I don't want to be any part of anybody or any human that's going to treat another human like that. I really don't. No, that won't work, J. Diz. I said that before. He said unless a Diddy scandal or a Darnell Cerning situation comes up, he will have to sell the team. Yeah, no, there's two dudes that are untouchable in this world right now. He's one of them, and the other one, you know who that other one is. It don't matter what they do. It don't matter. And they know it. Cowboy beat runners lie to the fans about all the no, he forces. That's my main point. That's why I never was when I was young doing this, I never wanted to be a part of the Cowboys beat writers or anything, a part of that organization, because they lie to the fans, and they it's they're not doing it on purpose. They're doing it in the team spirit, and we're trying to give the team the best light or whatever. But it just pumps up the talent in our offseason. Like, we have studs every offseason. And this year, it was Flournoy. Now, I still hope the best for Flournoy, but it still could be another situation where another guy got pumped up, and as soon as he hits the field, it's like, You know what I'm saying? I don't want to put it on Flournoy right now because I really, really hope the best for that guy or whatnot. But it's happened over and over and over and over and over. The host, Cal Cullen says the host asking about depth and acquiring players in the offseason. The quote, "You either die a hero or you live long enough to be a villain," is everything with Jerry Jones. Imagine 2012 Seahawks rant. Shango saw the Lions game. Yes, that's what Mr. M. Skill says. The Cowboys need 2 or 3 off seasons to fix this ship. Honestly, and I do. I think you need people. I think you need personnel at the top. It's a filter down system. That's why I'm so frustrated with the anger toward the players right now, because the players are in a no-win situation. They have to do what the coaches tell them to do, and if the coaches aren't telling them to do the right things, then it stops right there. There's nothing the player can do at that level if the coaches if they're not being schemed the right way or whatnot. So we need the right we need the right general manager to get the right players. Then we got to get the right coaches to run the schemes with these players that fit the scheme. And then when that happens, then we'll have a chance. And that's going to take a minute, because right now we just let everything go away, and we're so bare at every skill position. The offensive line room is bad. The wide receiver room is bad. The running back room is the worst in the league. The defensive line room is bad. The linebacker room is meh. And the secondary room, I mean, once we lost our 2 top, we don't know who we got out there getting balls called on them. Jordan Lewis is playing okay though. Yeah, Tom Brady owning the Raiders, Cooper to the Bills, and let's not talk about Amari Cooper to the Bills. Cleveland got more than we did. We had a young Amari Cooper, and everybody was talking about, wow, Cooper just went for a 5th. We had a young Amari Cooper, pretty much in his prime, coming off great stats, because you get good contracts when you have good stats. That's just the way it works. And we sent him to Cleveland for nothing. Cleveland uses him for like 3 years. He does literally nothing in Cleveland. I mean, he makes some great passes and all that kind of stuff, but don't put up nearly the numbers like he put up in Dallas. And Cleveland turns out and gets more for trading him away 2-3 years later. Trying to throw the Jones family treats the Cowboys as a side gig. Yes, I do. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could see Jerry getting hurt. Michael Barrett says the issue on the radio is they hinted that we haven't been tough enough for years on the run D, and Jerry got butt hurt. Yeah, and like I said, that really, it tells you how he was just emotional saying stuff, because if you're chastising somebody about talking about the past, why are you wanting that person to go to the past and get the good things? You know what I'm saying? If you got, like, let the past be the past, let's worry about the 49ers and how we can get better with the 49ers. I don't care about the good or the bad in the past. But he wants the good in the past simply because he wants to look good in front of his fan base that he has to control in order for his money to keep. Because this is about his money. For his money to keep coming in. And for that person to do that, you threaten his money. That's why he threatened your job. He said, you threaten my money. That's basically what Jerry said. You threaten my money, I threaten yours. You threaten my livelihood, I threaten yours. You understand what I'm saying? Jerry showed who he really is. He really did. We should be Nick Chubb is an excellent would be an excellent addition to the Dallas Cowboys. Nick Chubb would be an excellent addition to the Chubb. Nick Chubb is a freak job and would be an excellent addition to the Dallas Cowboys. And he's nice and fresh. He's hadn't played a down all season, and we'd be good for the second half of the season. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a lot of different looks on YouTube, Gio. I've been here a long time. Cause somebody, no, he won't get arrested. And he looks bad for 82, man. I know my dad is, he's not that old. But man, he doesn't look nearly as old as Jerry. I gotta go make sure I tell him. I was like, Dad, you holding it together way better than Jerry. All the McDonald's. What did he do? What did he put on his McDonald's fries? All that kind of food catches up with you. Dalvin Cooks is probably cooked though, Tony. I'm not thinking we. I don't think Dalvin Cooks is better than Zeke at this moment. At this point, well, he might not be better than Zeke. Let's just say it that way. Well, again, to go back what I said about the coaching, I don't think Zimmer has the guys that he needs to do what he wants to do on defense. You know what I'm saying? If your defense is based upon your nose tackles getting pressure and your nose tackles sending things and your nose tackles doing A, B, and C and all that kind of stuff, and you don't have good nose tackles, then your defense is not going to be any good. And there's nothing you can do to hide that because your defense is built upon those two nose tackles. That would be a bad general manager hire to hire Zimmer, knowing Zimmer doesn't, our personnel doesn't fit what Zimmer wants to do. Do you see how bad GMing works and how he should have been fired a long time ago? You put bad pieces together. You just put pieces you want to put together and you hope it works. And this is the second time he did it with Zimmer. He did it the first time with Zimmer. If the old people come, you remember what he did. He when Parcells came, Parcells ran a 3-4 defense. Zimmer ran a 4-3 defense. Parcells came to Dallas and Jerry demanded that Parcells keep Zimmer because he loved Zimmer and Zimmer's defense so much that he could teach Zimmer the 3-4 defense. Now, how is another coach going to teach a coach another scheme when they're already like 30-something years old and into their profession? How can a 4-3 defensive coach just, okay, I'm going to learn the 3-4 now and be a good 3-4 coach? No, once you pick your scheme, you go deeper and deeper and deeper in your scheme. You don't go and figure out how to do a whole new Buddy Ryan defense. So that Jerry, when he said, "Do you think I'm dumb?" That was the first thing I said. He said Jerry is the dumbest person in the world. When Jerry told the reporter, "Do you think I'm dumb?" Yeah, but is he going to get a real running back? Well, Rico has a career game, then doesn't touch the ball. And Zeke is going to carry us to the Super Bowl. You're right. I saw something on social media. I don't know which one it was. Brian Evans, and it had the top interior lineman in the league, and it had us on tiers. It had the offensive lineman on tiers, and it had the defensive lineman on tiers. The top ones in the league. And guess what? The Dallas Cowboys didn't have anybody at the top tier or the bottom tier on either one. There we go. Jerry should make us, Gio. The Cowboys should be owned by the community, like the Green Bay Packers. Somebody started up, and I have a check. I don't know how anybody would want to play, and I'm a fan of the Cowboys. How can I even say that? I don't know how you would want to play in this situation. Other than that, you just want to get paid because with the Cowboys you'll get paid. That's the only reason. That's the only attractiveness that I can see that a player would have to come to Cowboys. Jerry wants to look good at all times. That's why Jerry can't admit that he's been wrong or anything like that. He's the type of narcissist that can't look bad in front of people. You know, because you create this facade of this perfect person that you can't let anybody else know that this perfect person has flaws or anything like that. So he's in that type of, in my opinion, he's in that type of mentality. Who wants to coach under Jerry? A coach with no backbone like Mike McCarthy. A coach that lies on his interview, and you think a coach that lies on that, a person that lies on that interview will lie to you every day. If you hire I said this yesterday, all you guys, if you're running a business and you got an employee that lied to you to get the job, he's going to lie to you every day to make himself look better. You don't have a real human there. You have a person that's just going to lie to you and make himself look better at all times, because for something in them that can't make themselves look like a human sometimes. Every player on the trading block is holding their breath. Please get me out of here. I give a 6th-round pick for Carolina Panthers running back Chuba Hubbard. Yep, I just put some money. I'm hoping to get Chuba on my Madden team. I just put some money on him. Gave him a contract offer. McCarthy has lost the locker room. You really think so, B. Maggie? Mecca? I think Jerry might have lost the locker room. Sell the team. I'm with it. I'm with it, and I got a check. I have a check. I need to do some investing anyway. Just imagine how Jerry is behind closed doors. I know, Gio. No, it just tells you. It's even bigger than that. It just tells you what type of person they are when they have diarrhea of the mouth like that. When they get angry and they start revealing their true selves. You know what I'm saying? It revealed a lot yesterday. B. Macro says, would a defensive coach like Mike Vrabel have a chance to turn this team around? Tired of it? Yeah, no, it's not. And look, please don't nobody break up Bill Belichick and Chad Johnson. The rapport they have, I don't know if y'all have been seeing them on NFL, what is it, Inside the NFL and the shows they're on, but Bill Belichick and Chad are absolute gold together. You can imagine those personalities. Bill Belichick is dry and funny as I don't know what, and Chad is out there and funny as I don't know what. So both of them together, I mean, Bill just serves up Chad, and Chad just knocks it out of the park every time. Every time they just work beautifully together. So don't mess that up. Leave Bill where he is. He's a dinosaur, and he's having fun with the media. Actually, have you seen a personality out of Bill Belichick before ever in your life? And right now, he's doing better than Tom Brady, in my opinion. With the media stuff. When Bill Belichick start talking, I'm engaged. I'm listening because he's actually saying something and it's actually making some sense or whatever. When Tom Brady is talking, he's like just saying what he thinks you need to hear or he wants. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not real. But no, I don't want Bill as a coach. When we had Bill Parcells, I loved Bill Parcells. I appreciated Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells did so much for this franchise. It's unbelievable. And we went and we had a great little run with Bill Parcells players after Bill Parcells took us from this team to this team. I mean, he put beef on our defense. He made, got us tough players, a lot of stuff that we did not have at all before Bill Parcells got here. However, Bill was so conservative that the Dallas Cowboys fans could not stand him. They could not stand Bill Parcells' conservative offense. And if Bill Belichick comes here, we're going to be conservative. We'll be real conservative. There will be no more. I mean, you have that one season with the Patriots, and they had a goat and a goat. They had a goat at quarterback and a goat at wide receiver, and probably the most talented goat at wide receiver. Couldn't help it. Can't replace a dinosaur with a dinosaur. Exactly. Yeah, I can't replace a dinosaur with a dinosaur for an organization that's run by a dinosaur. That's a beautiful comment, that be Mackerel. Can't replace a dinosaur with a dinosaur for an organization run by a dinosaur. If Jerry doing this on the radio being disrespectful when someone asks him tougher questions, yeah, I know. They didn't seem like very tough questions, but I'm telling you, they were questions that made him look bad personally, and he took it as a personal attack, and he got mad. So yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing. Jerry did not like that he couldn't control Parcells. And that's the whole T.O. thing. And once T.O. came to Dallas, it was over. It was over. Thanks, CS, baby. And Nick Saban looked like he's loving college life. Yes, Nick Saban looks like, yeah. No, Cliff Kingsbury. That's Isaac. That's my thing with the Commanders. Everybody's loving the Commanders, and look, that quarterback is getting on my nerves because I'm waiting for him to actually look bad, and he's not. But this is the NFL, and they haven't played anybody yet. The Commanders hadn't played anybody yet. If we had rolled off the same victories that they have, they would be calling us leaders by beating tomato cans. So we're gonna wait till they beat a good team. They had one test on Sunday and they failed. They played okay, but they failed. But in my mind, the Commanders are coached by a guy that knows failure, and the offensive coordinator, Cliff Kingsbury, knows failure. So for me to just believe that they're going to turn it around, it's a little hard. But hey, once they start, like I said, I start believing in the Cowboys when we start winning on the field. You know what I'm saying? When we start proving it on the field. I start believing in other teams when they start proving it on the field. There's no reason for me to believe that the Commanders aren't going to be a good team, because I've seen only good to this point. However, this is the NFL. And the longer the season goes and people get your tape and you find out what teams are good and what teams are bad, things starts to level out a little bit. I can't stand Cliff. Now he's right behind Kellen Moore. You joined the stream at Dinosaur. Yeah, we're talking about Belichick, and all that kind of stuff. If that happens, then okay, I see what he was doing. But again, it's just the lying and the talking down to the audience and talking down to everybody that's right. And that's another thing I've said over and over. The way they talk down to us, like we don't know what we're talking about. Only they know what they're talking about. That we should just shut up and listen to them, because this is like, I say it all the time. Like when Jerry was talking to Stephen A. Smith, he was talking down to Stephen A. Smith, like this is how you do it. When when you're running an organization, you have to do things on your finger. If that was Tom Brady or Robert Kraft, if that was Robert Kraft, but Robert Kraft doesn't care to be in front of the camera to do something like that. He'd rather be on a massage table. But Robert Kraft wouldn't say, man, to win championships, you have to blah 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 because I know how to do it because I'm the man. It's just not. It's not that. It's not that energy coming from. With Jerry Jones, it's that energy, and it's the energy that I'm greater than you. Yeah, the Commanders and Bears have not beaten anyone with a win record. Yeah, they've won games where basically somebody has to win. Like the Bears versus who the Bears just beat? Was it the Panthers or somebody? When the Panthers? Somebody had to win that game. Do I think the 49ers could beat the Chiefs on Sunday? No. The Chiefs aren't playing good. I mean, Dak is playing better than Patrick Mahomes. So the Chiefs aren't playing good, but the Chiefs are such a good football team that they figure it out. The 49ers are not playing well right now at all. So I don't think they would have to be one of those teams to be able to beat the Chiefs. You have to be, playing like the Ravens, playing on the level of the Ravens and give them the best thing you have. But I don't think it can happen. Jets lose on Monday Night Football. Next day, go get Adams. At least the Jets are doing something. They fired the coach. They wouldn't get out. At least they are actually look like they're doing something. Jerry gaslighting us. Now, I know Spark. He is. I've been talking about Jerry all morning. Jets lose in less than 24 hours. They make some kind of change. Bills win and get Cooper. But Dallas, in a winnable division, if we get Nick Chubb, we win our division. Right? If the Dallas Cowboys get Nick Chubb, they win the division. One move. Won't do much for us in the playoffs because we need that defensive side of football. We need that defense for the playoffs. But for our division, Nick Chubb wins it. I heard ETN lost his job. Go get ETN for cheap. Yeah, the Commanders are putting up points, but again, like one is that running game. Their running game is very good. The running game is what gets them going. I can't remember what game. It was the game they played before the Ravens. Jalen Daniels came out playing kind of rough. I think he threw an interception, and he wasn't good at the very beginning of the game. And then those running backs ran two like crazy touchdowns. They had more yards than we've had all season in like 20 minutes of the football game, and they put two touchdowns on the board like that. And then the Commanders got rolling. So that running game really helps the Commanders. But again, that running game is going up. It was Cleveland. Those running games are going up against teams that aren't playing very well right now. Oh yeah, Poppy. It has to hurt Jerry for any kind of change. So I get the energy that you want this team to get destroyed because you want Jerry to feel it so he'll make some changes. But man, if we could own our football team, somebody needs to force Jerry to sell that team to the fans because we got the money. We got the money. The fan base as a whole, we got the money easy to buy this organization. So somebody set us up like the Packers. Please. Do I think Chubb can still run after those shot to the knee? Yeah, Chubb is a freak. I think he's good. I don't know how much shelf life Chubb got. That is a concern. I know. The fans who hate that. That was funniest thing was Sunday, Larry H. When the game was out and Cooper Rush went in and Cooper was driving. They were like, Cooper gonna score already. And when Cooper threw the interception too, they were like, just don't want to accept that we bad. They want to make that we're bad because of that guy. No, we're bad. We're bad. We're not bad because of that guy. We're bad. And when we're bad, that guy is bad. That guy is bad. That guy is bad. That guy is bad. All the guys are bad when we're bad. It's a football team, the ultimate team sport. Yeah, Chubb is exactly like Gore. I think Gore could still rush for more yards than his son. If you see Frank Gore, he's a different type of man, and I think Chubb is like that. He's a different type of man. Yeah, man, the Packers got it going over there. You don't hear no owner issues going on in Green Bay and all that kind of crap and this and that. Jerry is ready to build a racetrack around the stadium. I know. You got to be smoking something. Here's Jerry again. You got to be smoking something over there. Your job isn't to go over all the reasons I did something. I'll get somebody else to ask these questions. Good morning, Dizzle. What do I think about Cooper going to the Bills? It blows my mind that they got more for him than we got for him. And the Bills. Sorry, my nose. The Bills got him at vet minimum. So why can't we afford vet minimum? But maybe he didn't want to come back. Maybe he didn't want to come back to Dallas. You know. And I could understand him not want to come back to Dallas. You know about never bothered me. I hadn't even looked up. We ought to look up how somebody need to look up how it happened and how we can do that in Dallas. Tank the season and draft Ashton Genty. Yes. I would take Genty all day and every day. Genty will own the division with Genty, Dak, with Genty, Dak, and CD. We can have a good offensive line. Everybody else is just interchangeable at that point. Well, you'll have Ferguson too, but that would be our offense for like 4 years, and it would be explosive. And all we'd have to do is focus on the defense at that point. And we just put together the best defense we can to go with this offense. But, yeah, Genty is, don't get me thinking. Please tank. Please lose. You're going to have me rooting. You're going to have me in here with the in my live stream cheering for the other team. I thought, isn't he a Cowboys streamer? Why is he cheering every time the Commanders are scoring? Ashton Genty. That every 10 years or so, there's a player that come by to make you think about stuff like that. Ashton Genty is one of them. Are we going to be able to afford? That's the thing that I'm worried. Janeway, that's the question I got to go wake the kids up and start today. But don't not say that, Brian. Brian, I rebuke you. Brian Evans, I rebuke you. Genty better carry his butt over to his Jason Michael Myers behind over to the AFC. Mahomes and Kelsey. It should be Dak and Ferb. Okay, with the Parsons thing, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just I don't think we can not sign Parsons because he's such a star. And he's such a loved member of the Cowboys, and he's such a freak. And the media will talk so much trash about us if we let Parsons go and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think he can take the black backlash of not signing Parsons. But that would be a very shrewd move. It would be a very shrewd move. I'd be scared Zeke would be starting over Zeke. No. I don't think they're that dumb. Well, if Dak's not looking his way, it's because of scheme. Because Dak loves Fergie. That's Dak's buddy. They're like Romo and Witten. Yeah, I'm already aware that I like that Corey Ford. I'm already aware that it's not going to be a good season, but please let's just beat the Commanders because they're just talking too much. Yeah. Put two L's on the Commanders, please, because they're just getting silly love right now, and their defense is as bad as ours. Well, maybe not as bad as ours. B, who is Washington beat to make you so confident that they're so good? Who is Washington beat? Hey, the same teams. Ravens, we beat the same team. Who played the Ravens the closest? Who played the Ravens the closest? We're not working Texas. Detroit was bracketing CD and Ferg, and they left Tolbert and the others on one-on-one. And they're going to struggle to win on one-on-one because they're new to the game. Victor says, I finally understand we need the Cowboys to fail maybe 2 or 3 years in a row for this year. We already have 3 wins heading into our bye. We're at 500. We'd literally have to get one of the top draft picks. We'd have to literally lose the rest of our games. And how hard we wish that would happen, that's not going to happen. Dallas doesn't do well against good teams. But versus bad teams, CeeDee Lamb and Dak, they will throw the ball all over you. Soft rebuild because we're not going all the way down. Yeah, but we could have won. I need a ball. Commanders kept up with the Ravens the entire game, but if Diggs punches that ball out when he tried to punch that ball out on the 3rd down at the end of the ball game, we could have got that ball back, and all we had to do is get to the logo to get a field goal. So we had a legit chance at the end of that football game, and the Washington Commanders did not have a legit chance at the end of that football game. So what happened in the middle is just all game. It's all leading to the end. You know what I'm saying? We both lost to the Ravens. Just wait for it. And you're new. That's another thing. You're a new coach. You're a new scheme. You're doing new things in Washington. You got everything is new. Once that tape comes out and it gets to the other defensive coordinators, then it's gonna be different. It's another level. It's levels to this thing. You could get so much for Parsons. That's why I say it would be a shrewd move, Elite Rob. Not because you would be not signing Parsons because he's not a great player. That's the thing. You would be not signing Parsons because you can get more for him than you could anybody else on that football team. More than Dak, by far. More than CD. More than anybody else. You can get more for him that could help you be a better football team. You can get massive amount of picks and players. Yeah, speaking of Diggs, he's having a Gallup type season. No, I don't want to say Diggs is a Gallup. I was always questioning the whole Gallup was another pump up by the organization. The organization, the Cowboys beat writers, everything, they pumped up Gallup so much, talking about Gallup. And Gallup is a great, and still to this day, Gallup is a great receiver in our minds. I had somebody one show talk about how Dak had one time he had this and he had Gallup and I was like, are you still saying Gallup is a good receiver and he's not in the NFL right now? Are you still saying he's one of the elite receivers in the NFL and he's not even playing in the league right now? Like I said, Isaac, we almost this is my y'all understanding my point. We almost beat the Ravens, who are most likely a Super Bowl contender. In that whole game, the things was awful. Things were doing bad. We still, and how bad we were behind, we still almost beat them. That doesn't say that we're a good team. That we almost beat the Ravens. So I can't sit here and say the Commanders are a good team because they almost beat the Ravens. I know how bad we are, and we almost beat the Ravens, who's probably a Super Bowl thing. I've seen nothing that I can give the Commanders well, man, they haven't beat them. I haven't seen them. I heard Noah Brown plays for Commanders, but I've watched 2 Commanders games and I hadn't seen them. But that wide receiver 4 for the Commanders, Brett, is Noah Brown is wide receiver probably for the Commanders. That's a good receiver in the NFL. You're right under the role player. Yep. And how they paid Gallup that much, and no. I know exactly, and I'll leave on that. Anita Ball says, knowing the front office, they'll probably trade away Parsons for a second round pick. Yep, just sign Parsons. Sign Parsons is the safest thing to do. All right, guys, got to take my kids to school. Sign Parsons. I'll holler at you later. You're right, Anita Ball. You're right. It just goes, you're so right because of what happened yesterday with Amari Cooper and us getting less for Amari Cooper in his prime than the Cleveland Browns, when he has trash stats and he